Listen, if you're over 40, starting over can be very scary. You might feel like you're a little late. You might feel like things have already moved on and you're behind. But I'm here to tell you, God's not done with you. God still has so much for you to fulfill in this world, for your purpose to shine. In this video, I'll reveal 10 simple ways to find clarity and start again. Number 1 is to establish faith as your foundation. I know reinvention can be very scary, especially at a mature age. You start to wonder, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? What did I not do that I want to do now? What is the new thing that I want to continue doing? And what are the things that I need to stop doing? That can be scary because that space, it becomes unknown, and any unknown territory is scary. But the truth is, with God, everything is possible. Whatever you've been wanting to do for a long time, that's just not a pretty verse. It's a promise that God gives us. He says, anything you put your mind to, anything you decide that you're going to do and decide with your whole heart and hold it together in faith, it will come to pass. He's the God of yes and amen. He's the one that was there before, the one that's here now, and the one that will be there forever. So whatever the promises He's given us, they will come to pass. We just have to hold on to that foundation. That is faith, to believe, to walk in obedience, because lack of faith is disobedience. When God tells you move, you need to move. When God tells you don't move, don't move. And if you keep doing that, then life will be so much easier for you. So just cement yourself or keep yourself warm in the faith, understanding the true purpose of your journey and giving it up to God and allowing Him to do the thing that He needs to do in your life. And number 2 is rediscovering your purpose. When we say looking for our purpose, it feels like we're going to look for something outside of ourselves. But what I know to be true is your purpose is within yourself. What are some of the things that used to excite you when you were a younger person, when you were a little girl, like 5, 6 years old? What are the things that really used to give you joy? Try and tap back into those things. Try and embrace that love again. I remember being a young girl and really liking to be outside. I grew up in a time where outside was a place to be, and it used to give me so much joy. So nowadays I find when I go for hikes or when I go for walks, they rejuvenate me. They give me that purpose. They give me that joy that I remember having it as a young girl. So I try to do a lot of those things. And if you don't have that, just remember or think of a time where you were so excited and so proud of yourself. When you graduated, when you got married, when your grandkids came home, they gave you so much joy. That joy, try and hold on to. Bring it inside of you. Let it fill you up. And then move about your day with that joy. Move about your every business that you do during the day with that joy and see how life is going to change for you. Number 3 is letting go of negativity, any mental overwhelm that you might have. Release it. Just accept what is, what hasn't been. Life was meant to be the way it is exactly now. So just release all the mental negativity. Try and find a place where you're comfortable and at peace and let it be. For me, I had to delete my social media. I did away with everything except for YouTube because I had to post my videos. But I had to silence my mind as far as those other social media platforms go. Not because they are bad, but for me, I felt like they were interrupting and distracting my life at that particular time. So I had to disconnect from them. And in that way, I started to hear myself a little bit more. I started to settle down a little bit more. There was not too many voices talking to me or too many ideas in my head because I watched a Pinterest video, I watched a TikTok video. So I slowed down everything as far as social media is concerned and just let go. If you have people that are in your life that are not serving you, this is the time to just say, I love you, but I can love you from a distance. And just allow yourself to pause and really reflect on who you are. Number 4, starting small, healthy habits. A simple morning routine can actually change your life. It can be a catalyst to some amazing experiences of the day. It doesn't need to be complicated, just intentional. Start with a verse. Speak life into your day. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will be glad and rejoice in it. My day is blessed. My going and coming back is blessed. And you just continue to have that mentality throughout the day. You hold on to the verse, knowing that for real, this day has been blessed, and see how things are going to shift for you. Have a morning routine that's not complicated, easy to do, that you can start your day with. And that way you can start to build into a practice that can propel you to a higher level. Number 5, build confidence and release guilt. Let's talk about guilt, especially mommy guilt. I have battled with it for a long time. Sometimes I feel like I did too much. Sometimes I feel like I didn't do enough. We carry regret as a luggage. But once you understand that you did the best that you could with what you had, then you can release that guilt. You can release that feeling of just being bogged down by the things that you could have done that you didn't do, or the things that you wish you want to do, but you can't do. And that gives you space in your mind to stop worrying, to stop hyperventilating about things that you cannot change. So release that guilt and let it go. It is fine. Things are exactly the way they were supposed to be. Number 6, prioritize your health. it is important that you actually take time to look after your health. Go for those screening, go for those mammograms and colonoscopy and fit testing, whatever you need to do to make sure that your health is taken care of. Bodies start to deteriorate really fast. I know when I hit 40, a lot of things started shifting in my life. And now I know that it is important for me to actually take time to actually pay attention to my health. Do a little bit of an exercise. Start walking 30 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. Instead of working when you're sitting down, try standing up, do some stretches, do something that is going to help your 70-year-old self or your 60-year-old self or your 80-year-old self. Remember, you only have this one body to carry you through this life. So take care of it, honor it. It is the temple of the Lord. The Bible tells us so. And continue to invest in it as much as you can. Number 7, starting over after pain, after grief, after some loss. Give yourself permission to start over after any loss. I have been through loss myself, and I've gone through the moments of grief. I've gone through the ups and downs of life. Sometimes you're okay, you forgive and you let it be. And then sometimes you're so consumed with the grief and the pain of it that you can barely move. I know exactly how that feels. And that's what I'm saying. It's good for you to just release, sit in the pain of it. Let it burn. Let it burn. Because when you come through the other side, you're going to be fresh. You're going to be more resilient. You're going to be more stronger. It's like a diamond. It needs that pressure so that it can shine and it can actually be a product that people can admire. You will be the same. Once you go through that pain and allow yourself to grieve through it, allow yourself to have all kinds of emotion that you can have about it, come out on the other side stronger, more resilient, and ready to push. So allow yourself that moment. It is okay. We all go through some stuff. If you've lived in this world long enough, you know what pain is, you know what grief is, you know what loss is. So coming through that and over that and overcoming and just knowing that God has good plans for you. Remember what he tells us in Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans not to harm you, but to give you a hope and a future. So our God already knows, even besides the pain, even after the pain, he still has good plans for us. So hold on tight and keep going. Number 8, create a simpler life, a more joyous life. Decluttering is a good way of doing it. I know for many years we've been collecting things, especially if you have children, you have toys, you have books, you have things that you don't even use anymore, but they're still there. And it takes a little bit of your mind space. At least I can speak for myself. It takes a bit of my mind space when I see all this clutter in my house. So I chose to declutter just one box at a time. The pantry, the little drawer on your bedside table, and you just take all of that stuff out. The next time you come and open it and it's all nice and clean and everything is organized, it's such a satisfying feeling. So declutter and make your life simple. Don't say yes to all the invites. Don't go to all the parties. Don't do everything that everybody is doing. Allow yourself some time for you, just to nourish yourself. Say yes to the things that really mean something to you, and then the rest of the time, give it to yourself. Make it simple. Don't complicate this middle age. It's already complicated as it is. So make it simple and you'll be good to go. Number 9, and very important, build a community of like-minded people. I have a group of friends that I usually share time with, and they are wonderful people. I feel they build me up. They strengthen me. We go for walks together. Sis, you're not meant to walk through this reinvention by yourself. You're not meant to walk in this path and this new chapter of your life by yourself. Find women that sharpen your mind, people that you can actually have conversations with, people that you can actually share true, meaningful conversations with. Find women that sharpen your mind, that pray with you, that uplift you, that are actually building and giving so much to you. And the ones that don't serve you, let them go. It's okay. Every season with its own people. There's some people are not meant to be in our life all the time. There are people for certain seasons and then they exit the building. And it's okay. So you can have this group of people that are walking this journey with your reinvention, that you can actually build on each other, enjoy each other's company, and actually fill each other up. And number 10, and the most important, revamp your mind, renew your mind. Reinvention starts in the mind. The way you start to see yourself in your next chapter, the way you start to see yourself in the next phase of your life really matters. If you see yourself as a winner, if you see yourself as a conqueror, you break the stereotype of age, break the limiting beliefs, know your identity in Christ. Choose optimism, choose obedience, choose moving forward, choose elevating yourself. You are at the edge, the cusp of your most stronger self, wiser, and a more joyful version of yourself. Allow yourself and give yourself permission to become that person that you know you've always been inside. Reinvent yourself, move to the next level. This is the version that you've been waiting for. This is the version of victory. Bet on yourself. And there you have it, my 10 steps that I use to reinvent myself and be the best version of myself in this season. Did I miss anything? Is there anything you can add on to my list? Please drop a comment down below and I'll see you on the next one.